Hi and welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah. I'm here today to give you some suggestions about what you can knit if you're a beginner knitter. Hi, welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah. I'm here with Knitting Natter to help you learn to knit the easy way. Yes, what can you knit if you're a beginner knitter? It can be a difficult question because there are so many options out there. So I'm going to help you just figure a few things out today. You'll have lots of choices, but more focused choices by the time we reach the end of the video. If you are new here, go and have a look at some more of my beginner knitter videos. I have a whole playlist full of videos for beginner knitters. You can hit the subscribe button as well because I'm doing all sorts of videos every week to help you learn to knit more easily, step by step. Let's get down to it then. Let's think about knitting when you're a beginner, because you just sit there and you learned how to put stitches on the needles. Great job, you're casting on. And then you think, well, what can I actually knit? There are so many options. Just put a few stitches on the needles and start knitting. That is your first step, because you're going to need to practice the knit stitch. You may find that it's a bit loose, you may have an odd number of stitches that may not quite concur with how many you started with. As you go through your project, you really do need to practice the knit stitch, so don't put any pressure on yourself and say, first time I'm knitting I'm going to knit a jumper, because that jumper that you start to knit may be really loose and quite uneven at the beginning, and then you think, by the time I've knitted the back and the front and I've got to the sleeves, it looks completely different. So the ideal option if you're a beginner knitter is to start small, so that each project you'll see an improvement, a more even tension, clearer stitches, and you'll really enjoy the fact that when you do get to knit a jumper, then you can see a more even tension and neater stitch all the way through it, not just a couple of places. Putting stitches on the needles, you can start by knitting a coaster, you can knit a bookmark, you can knit a smartphone case, you can knit a small purse, you could knit a mini tassel scarf. That's one of my favourite projects for beginner knitters. You can see the pattern on my pattern shop. It is just basically stitches on the needles with a tassel at each end. If, like I did, you choose stripy yarn when you knit this, there's the incentive to go through every row and say, I've reached the next colour, I've reached the next colour. Just put some stitches on the needle and start knitting. You'll come up with some ideas, because if you're just focused with the knit stitch, you're kind of drawing that focus in, and the more restricted you are, the more creative you can be with what you end up knitting. So once you have the knit stitch down, you can start thinking about using the purl stitch. And the purl stitch gives you other options. It just lets you create texture in the knitting. It lets you create elastic edges to hats. But first of all, you want to start off knitting purl stitch alongside the knit stitch. Again, you could create a purse or a smartphone case. You could even create a couple of squares, sew the sides together, and you'll have some fingerless mitts. It can be that simple. Have great fun with it, really enjoy it, and make lots of items that you can see dotted around the house. Think about knitting a set of 6 coasters so that whenever your friends come round, you're all using them with your cups of tea. That kind of thing can be really great fun, and you'll say, I knitted them and I'm using them. And then you've got your bookmarks. Maybe you take a book to work every day and you've got that bookmark in it. You go, I knitted this, I'm using it every day. And you'll love that fact. And yes, those items will get larger and larger, and you'll really love it when you can start knitting more things. Okay, thank you for joining me today. I hope that's been helpful. Give me a thumbs up if it has. Do subscribe so that you can be notified of any more videos that appear. I'm here every Tuesday, every week, with more tips for you as knitters. You can learn to knit the easy way with me. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Happy knitting.